Here we go. All right, let's try e4. Let's try e4. Let's try knight f3. The chief. This is an intimidating name, I have to say. The chess chief, man. There's certain names you read them off and you think to yourself, they must know what they're doing. And the chief is one of them. Maybe I like the name chief. Just like I like the name the assassin. Is the assassin here? The assassin 021. Okay. Let's get down to business here. Ruy Lopez. I don't want to go in for Berlin land. It's castle. Watch over f2. c3. Tuck my bishop back to c2. Bishop e3. Welcome a dark square bishop exchange. I can open up the f file if there's a dark square bishop exchange. Let's go. Let's run forward with it. If d5, I just reinforce this point with bishop here. I'm going to come all the way back. Maybe I shouldn't have. No, it's okay. Just want to reinforce this point. Okay, now what? Does my knight go for that little hike? If I play rook e1, knight g4, and then black kind of laughs at me, I kind of have to go back. As I was saying earlier, maybe I should have... maybe I should follow through with bishop e3, welcome this exchange, and then maybe play on the f file. I think I'll do that. I'm gonna take here. Okay. Is this knight gonna play here? Should it really be a bother to me? Should I force the situation? No. What's my big fear? h3 to stop knight here? No, I'm not afraid of knight here. In fact, if knight here, I take, and then I just kick him away. He has to run away. So I think this is, I think I like this move. Okay, well, I was saying I think I like this because taking like this really gives me some nice play. And if there's d5, and here we are, we're seeing d5, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay. The chief. Alright, I'm going to take. And one thing that has some of my concern is after, if I do, no, I can't do this move right now. Hang on. And what should I do? If I play here, I get forked. So I need to defend this pawn. And also, I'm defending by way of this e1 square because I eventually want to kick the knight away with e4. And when I do that, it's going to play to f4, and I don't want it to come with tempo. So that's the difference between, one of the differences at least, between e2 and e1. Additionally, I might want to shoot out along this diagonal. Now, another thing is that if I do this, knight f4 is hitting this pawn twice. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. Also, maybe I should do d4 with the threat of e4 and then pushing the pieces around, the minor pieces. Or is g3 worth a closer look? g3, I'd much rather not play g3. Oh, man. I'd rather not do g3 because of this diagonal. This bishop's going to be licking his chops. He's going to be licking his chops. What about d4? g3, I think it might be important to keep this knight out of this square. I think I have to do it. As weakening as it is, I think it's important to not allow this knight to jump in here. Probably going to be seeing f5, but maybe there's some issue along this diagonal. Probably not. If f5, bishop b3, there could always be knight a5, and then I have to do something about that diagonal. And by the way, my opponent better not be listening to the stream, and if you are, who knows the line that I use? What do I say if you're listening to the stream? What is it that I say? The 3 words. You get hit with those 3 words. S-O-Y. Yes, Pyro Frosty has been here before, as well as a few other ones. Oh man, you gotta watch out. I might be throwing these pop quizzes out there every now and then. Shame on you. The shame on you. You get hit with the shame on you. How dare you? That could be another one. How dare you listen? Okay, these are recorded and will be posted to YouTube. Okay, now this bishop, I like it being reroute. It's getting ready to go here. Actually, bishop here, rook f2, knight g4 stuff, that's a pain. That's what you call a giant pain. But maybe I could say king g2, not so fast. I like the king g2, not so fast idea. If my opponent insists on trying to get a piece to h3, I might say, I might go into Happy Gilmore mode. Who knows what I am talking about there? This is surely some foreign language to some. Happy Gilmore mode. If queen here, what is my knight going to do? He is not too good. He is not too good for his home square. He might just come back. I've had this, I think actually in one of the first game analysis videos I posted to my channel, I had yeah, he's not too good for his home. I had my opponent do this because I was threatening to get like to h6 and it ran home, and it's difficult to crack at that defense, but anyhow, I think it's useful. It's clearing the way for my rook. It is defending against really the only pressure that black might have. The queen was looking to sink into h3 and follow up with knight to g4. And this knight move, should I be afraid of it? I can't move my bishop. My bishop is having to watch over a silly pawn. Huh. How do I make forward progress? Do I just kick this knight away? I think I like that idea. So what do you do if you like that idea? Tricky checks? I have him all covered. He's got nothing. Is black's intention really to go back to h6? Otherwise, there wasn't much progress made. Well, if knight h6, I could be playing g4. But there's probably some sack on that square. My queen could come up to g3 to defend, though. If knight h6, g4, okay, maybe I still want to do this. Or maybe I don't. Queen e2 seems good. Rooks are connected, and this was the first thing I thought about, stop the knight pivot from h5. This knight can't really do much, and this knight can't really do much, and this queen, I think, is actually not too happy about being the leader along this battery on the d-file. In the meantime, less than 1 minute for the chief to figure it all out. For me, a minute and a half. Okay. My plan is to probably just do what here? Just double? Maybe, though, I want to stop this f5 advance. g4 would buy me some time in being able to double. What if my opponent is insisting on that move, though, f5? If I do g4, I weaken f4. This was my primary reason several moves ago to do g3. If I'm doing g4, I could forget about controlling that square with the pawn anymore for the rest of the game. g4, g6. g6 is saying, you know what, I insist on getting this advance in. I could do bishop here, but again, knight a5. This knight isn't doing anything. If I play to f3, this is still happening. I don't want it to happen. I'm going to try this. g4 it is. Okay, and they are insisting. They're saying, you know what, I'm coming at you, and I'm coming at you hard. All right, now this knight, I think, wants to play. If f5, I could take like this, and then here, working myself into a pin. It looks a little scary. Oh, man. I'm going to do this. I'm down on time. Can we trade queens, please? Who knew that one was coming? Who knew that one was coming? When in doubt, trade those queens. The chief is going to come after you hard. I'm in a pin. Tricky knights everywhere. Tricky knights. The tricky knight is attacking. Can we trade a little bit? All I want to ever do is just trade. All I want to ever do is just trade. Where are those pre-moves? Get the knights working. The chief is flying. The chief is flying. Trades. Trades. I'm dropping a pawn. No, I'm not. I have a pawn plus. Bishop ending. Pre-move. Anything. Get my pawns on dark squares. He's a pass pawn and he's fast. Give a check. Play here. Grab this pawn. Or not. 8 seconds. Why am I not moving? Sneak my king over? Sneak him over? Oh. Oh, king and pawn endgame. Just go fast. Go fast. 4.6. 4.6 on time. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ah, man. Good game, Chief. GG. That is definitely GG. Let's go back. Very good. Ruy Lopez. Classical. Bishop c2, bishop b7. Is this a correct idea? Something feels off, to be perfectly honest. To be perfectly honest. What's... Wait a second. What did I say during this game? I said, if you're listening to this stream, shame on you. I think I should be saying that of myself for not just considering an expansion in the center. What's wrong? What is wrong here? C3 is... Let me back up. Let me be more specific about what this C3 move is doing. Not only bishop c2, not only producing a square this bishop can run away to should b5, knight a5 come trying to pick up that light square bishop, but it's just also expanding the center. Why am I not considering it at least? I don't know if this is best, but I know that I didn't consider it and I should have. Instead of bishop e3. Why not that? I can start kicking my opponent around. d4, bishop runs away. d5, the knight runs away. And then I do something else. Then I'm not having to worry about black crashing through with the d5. I think that this is something to definitely have considered on my end. And on my opponent's end, I like the queen move. And, well, I thought that this was okay, actually, because of the follow-up. d5, I think, is good, and I don't stand better. I really don't see how I'm any better here. I play queen over, you play rook over. Maybe f5 at its earliest point is best. Maybe my opponent was afraid of bishop b3, but I think that the response knight a5 is convenient. Hits that pinned piece. Something to certainly be concerned with. If your opponent has an opportunity to pin a piece that's unprotected, it's usually difficult to get out of, but there is a reply, I think, in that of knight a5. So anyhow, maybe just f5 right now. And as a follow-up, maybe you can play your knight back to f6, and your knights are in good spots, classically developed, and you get your rook involved on one of those two. And there's no way I see there's no way I see the white side any better. Yes, I have a majority, a 2-to-1 majority in the center, but look at, I mean, they're just so far back. They're just on my third rank. It'd be different if they're up a rank. Not the situation here. Okay. I think that's my main point. Even f5 right here, again, getting that in. I mean, it was tried a little bit later, but maybe at its earliest point is the best point to run with it. Okay, you're trying to get to these squares right here. I am able to defend, however, and maybe it starts to become a bit more of a struggle now for black to push forward with that. I think that this is still good. Oh, and another thing, my opponent is typing that this is their second time playing against me, and they had black both times. So they are insisting that they play white. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we could do that if I remember, and I think I will remember the chess chief. Next time I play against the chief, I play as black. Okay, yeah, I think now, well, we're basically in who cares about the position and let's just move fast without thinking type. So this is my main suggestion come middle game stage. Consider, for me, the suggestion I have first is for myself, at least consider d4. It might very well just be best. And secondly, for black to run forward with f5 right now, its earliest point. But the idea is that black ran forward with have clear reasons behind them as well, looking to highlight the weaknesses that I left behind, of weakness of the last move, g3, get to h3, etc. So very nice, good game, Chess Chief.